Which I heard they're supposed to be doing a season 4 of the Orville. Is that what I heard correctly?
I need to check that show out. I've heard that show is really good, a really good Star Trek show, without being a Star Trek show.
That's what I've heard.
In my opinion, I know not everybody loves Family Guy, but the best joke that they ever did, there's an episode where Stewie and Brian go back to the pilot, and they're new Stewie and Brian witnessing, they basically just got animated into the pilot, and they did it, like that. And there's a scene where they're looking through the window at the family, and Peter's like, that's kind of like the time that and he sets up for a thing, and then they all just stand there motionless. Stewie's like, are they all right? Brian's like, I don't know. Do you think we should call somebody? And then they go, or like the time that you blah, 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 blah. And they stand there and they're like, man, I really think we ought to call some. And then Brian goes, or the time, Peter, that you and did the thing. And then Stewie goes, oh, they're doing fucking cutaways. And I just remember laughing so hard. Stewie just be like, oh, they're doing fucking cutaways. Oh, God. And then he's like,
I enjoy fourth wall jokes, but there are ones that are just like, okay, maybe that might be a little egregious.
Sometimes, though, it goes all the way around where the fourth wall break is so egregious that it's fucking hilarious.
Deadpool.
Or Spaceballs, when Darth Helmet just looks at the camera and goes, did you get all that? And then turns and goes back to the conversation.
What the hell am I looking at? When does this happen in the movie? Now. Oh God, you're looking at now. Everything that is happening then is happening now. Go back to then. We can. Why? You missed it. When? Just now. When will then be now? Soon.
Oh, such a good movie.
I know I really cut that short, but
it's so good.
I don't remember all the lines of that movie.
I like the first couple seasons of Family Guy, but the shtick wore really thin for me really quick. My favorite running gag was the whole chicken that gave him a bad coupon.
And they would fight, yeah.
Which I call the cockfighting trilogy.
Yeah, those fights just kept escalating and kept escalating.
So that, to me, was probably the funniest thing they ever did, but I also quit watching pretty early on into the renewal when they brought it back.
Mm-hmm.
They did come back with one of the funniest jokes ever, too. They're like, it's just Peter standing there with the family, and he's like, hey, guys, I just got a call from the network. And they said that and he names like fucking 30 Fox shows that had come and gone since they got released. And he goes, if none of them make it, they'll bring us back. It's just like such a fuck you to Fox. Like, it's so good. But yeah, I will agree that, these days they're pretty much just locked in their corner of humor and they just stay in that lane.
Kind of like Simpsons. Oh, wait, they're not funny.
From what I've heard, the most recent seasons of Simpsons are supposed to actually be fairly okay. Like they've got out of the suck and leveled out at an okay level.
I'm good.
Suck the blow. I would say out of the long-running cartoon comedy series, South Park is still the funniest to me. Like they're the ones that still keep things fresh, and I think that may just be the way that they do their show compared to the other ones, but
they just make fun of everything.
It's also not for everybody. Yeah, exactly. It's like but they're topical with it. Like that's why they do their episodes like very topically, whereas Family Guy and stuff will reference something, but it's usually not till months later because of how long it takes those guys to do episodes. But yeah, that's my two.
Fuck you, Mick. We're not watching South Park. We will do Treehouse of Horror. Coming Spooktember.
Treehouse of Horror is easily the best thing that Simpsons has ever done.
They are pretty fucking wild.
They are, yes, but some of those, like the 90s seasons, is probably some of the funniest TV ever.
Well, it also had heart back then. Like there was an emotional core, and they would have jokes that would just like build and have multiple punchlines for the same setup. Like, the street sweeper runs over Bart's back, and you would expect it to be destroyed, but no, it's squeaky clean, and then like falls apart, and the street sweeper guy's looking back over his shoulder laughing maniacally like he did it intentionally, and then because he's looking back at Bart and laughing, rolls down a flight of stairs into a subway.
And like blows up, and it's just like, huh.
Just like bam, bam, bam.
Look at me! I feel young! And then a random Barbie doll flies into the spoke of his bike, because it's the episode Abe is like, I'm not old, I'm young. So he's riding a bike with no handlebars. No handlebars. But then what was that? Malibu Stacy flies into the spoke of his bike. He ends up falling into an open grave, and he's like, this isn't so bad.
I still remember hearing about when South Park did the episode making fun of Family Guy and how they write their jokes. They got, I think it was calls from the King of the Hill people just telling them how much they loved it. And everyone went into the office on Monday and they all had flowers on their desks from people from The Simpsons. Just like, but the fucking scene where Bart's sitting on a bench, he's kind of got his head on his hand and he's got his skateboard, and Cartman comes up and sits next to him. And they just start talking. Cartman's like, so you think you're pretty bad, huh? Bart's like, yeah, I've gotten in trouble a lot. Cartman's like, it's the worst thing you've ever done. Bart's like, one time, me and Milhouse stole the head, or I might have said me and my friend, whoever he said. He goes, stole the head off a statue in Springfield, and we got in a lot of trouble for it. Cartman's like, oh yeah? That's cool. A kid once pissed me off, and I cut up his parents and fed it to him. And Bart just stares at him quietly for like 5 seconds, and then just stands up and skates away. And Cartman's just dead staring at him. It's just...
I don't even think that's the worst thing he's ever done.
No, it's not. It's just...
Didn't he, the military school episode?
Oh, God.
Wait, wasn't the ultimate punchline that Scott Tedderman's dad was actually also Eric Cartman's father, and he didn't know it?
They brought that up like 10 seasons later. They're like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're actually brothers, and you fed your own father to me. And Cartman's like, nah. Actually, Cartman's first response when he starts to realize what Scott's telling him is, no fucking way, dude. Oh, yeah. There is some comedy gold in that show, dude, for sure. Like, but yeah, I'll never forget that scene with Bart, because it was just like the two badass kids of my childhood. But then when you really kind of put them next to each other, it's like Cartman is such a more evil, sadistic bastard, whereas Bart's just a bad kid. And not even a bad kid. He's just a kid.
He's just mischievous. Even the Treehouse episodes, he doesn't do anything, malicious.
Where I've seen Cartman cause the death of hundreds of hippies. He gets Kyle and his brother sent to like this weird concentration camp style thing just because he thinks it's funny. They get put in the Child Protective Services. That's the PBR episode. I'm white trash and I'm in trouble.
Now, I do love, there was an older episode, I think it was right after they started the 4th grade, where like Cartman was under some challenge that he couldn't make fun of Kyle for being a Jew for 24 hours. And like he made it 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Have I seen this episode? Was this a recent episode, or is this like a long?
This was an older one ago. Because this is back when I was still watching. But
have I seen
I remember
this
they're
episode?
In class, and Cartman's just holding his face, and he fucking just breaks out and he says something. He goes, "Ah, God!" He slams his head down. And he's from his fist. He's like, "Damn it, damn it, damn it!"
I remember the joke. Like they were just kind of laying them up for him, like all the setups, and you can see him like. And there was one where Kyle wasn't paying attention, and the teacher's like, I can't remember if it was Garrison or Chokes on Dick, but it's like, Kyle, come on, you need to pay attention. Oh, I think he's having trouble concentrating. Maybe you should send him to concentration camp. Damn it! God damn it! Damn it! And speaking of concentration camp, welcome to Dane and Jeff's Media Dump. I'm your host, Mr. L. Dane Puzzles Esquire, Mr. Puzzles for short, Dane for shorter, and with me today, you love him, you hate him. Nah, I mostly just love him, but he's a grumpy duck. Mr. Grumpy Jeff. Jeff, how's it going?
Give me all your hate.
You'll be the lightning rod of hate for everybody.
Hell yeah, brother.
And the biggest advocate that Mick has to get South Park on our show, and it still won't happen because, say the line, Jeff?
Fuck you, Mick. We're not watching South Park. However, Treehouse of Horrors, coming at you.
Fresh off the barbecue, the steam machine himself, Dalton. Dalton, how you doing, man?
Give me all your loving, all your hugs and kisses too.
Bow, bow.
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Tested out the new smoker today. Very happy with it.
Before you continue, ZZ Top's. Good music.
Good stuff. Just good classic rock.
All right, dude, I just noticed you're wearing a shirt that says Mommy.
Or is it Mammy?
Mammy.
Mammy.
No,
is that a weird... Okay, I was going to say, is that how they spell it? Is that Australian for Mommy?
No, it's supposed to be, so Dominic Mysterio used to call her Mommy. So it's supposed to be like the Spanish spelling. So this was when she was still in Judgment Day. This is an old shirt. Whereas now, when she says, Mommy's always... Yeah, now it's definitely a mommy. Where back then she was, hey, mommy. Like, yeah, on the back of it, it says Rhea Ripley. Actually, on my camera, it looks like it says Imam. But
Imam. That's a Muslim thing, isn't it? Isn't that like, the Muslim equivalent of like what Jewish would be rabbi and Christian would be...
Imam. That sounds right. Maybe not spelled the same way, but that's...
I don't know, America. Like, everything America, I learned about...
fuck yeah.
Everything
I learned about Islam was in like 5th grade. So...
Long time ago. But yeah, man, I'm doing well. Like I said, man, doing that, put 2 racks of ribs and some chicken breasts on that smoker today. Let it run for a while. Do need to adjust my times slightly because that smoker puts off a hell of a lot more smoke than my other one did, which is wonderful. But yeah, dude, it came out really, really tasty. I was doing a trial run because doing the potluck for the the thing at work on 420. I needed to see how long it's going to take me to do that so I can then do it and take it into work. Depending on when I get scheduled, there's a chance I'm going to be only having a nap because here's the thing. Russel Mania Night 2, April 19th. So, it might be all right, WrestleMania's over. Later, boys, I'm going to go smoke a ton of bud and try to fall the fuck asleep for the next couple hours so I can wake up and fire the smoker. We'll have to see.
So I'm still getting caught up on Raw. Are they managing at all to salvage the road to WrestleMania? Because, yeah, roll your eyes, Jeff. So many people got hurt, and it so clearly derailed everything that they had been building up last year.
Yeah. So quickly, without Jeff passing away on us. Yes, the thing between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar has me hyped. The stuff between Roman and CM Punk. Like, I don't know if you saw the thing where CM Punk told Roman Reigns, I'm going to bury you, but you won't be alone because I'm going to bury you right next to your father.
I did.
Whew. Okay, well, then Roman came back like the week or 2 later and said, yeah, Punk, well, you're old. And Punk punched him in the head. So now, like, the Usos are all heated. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It's there's a few matches. Cody and Randy Orton. What's been going on SmackDown? Which I know you don't watch that, but that Randy Orton has snapped. He's going back to 09 Randy Orton. And he's left Cody a bloody mess, I think, like twice. So,
yeah, I heard that he turned heel in prep.
Turned heel. The crowd has been fucking loving everything. Cheering everything he does.
Well, they have gaslit Roman into being a face again. So,
yeah, dude. I would say it's salvaged. I would say I'm looking forward. There's a few matches on there that I'm probably just going to be like, I might go get a snack, get a drink, but I'm looking forward.
Well, I remember last year the highlight was that triple threat with Seth, Roman, and Punk. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Roman and Punk, just the 2 of them, accomplish when they ain't got a third person to work around.
I think Cody and Randy's going to be really good, too, just because of the history between those 2 and stuff. So, yeah. Dude, the Oba and Brock thing, to see fear in Brock Lesnar's eyes is something that is not seen often.
All right, I thought we agreed. It's black Brock Lesnar and white Omafemi.
White Oba. And that's exactly what, dude. They are just 2 dudes that I think any of the 3 of us could stand next to them and we would be like, I thought I was pretty normal sized. I thought I was even above average. I feel small right now. They're just massive, man.
Brock's neck is so thick, he has to have hit the point where, like, on the graph where the thicker your neck gets, the number of books you read drops. But then it suddenly spikes at the end because why is my neck so thick? I'm pretty sure he is the spike.
Yeah. It's where he stores all his information that he reads is inside of his fucking neck.
Oh, but I've got story time, and it's not wrestling, so Jeff will be happy.
Oh, good.
Buckle up, because my story starts right after we were finished recording last week.
I thought you were going to say after these messages.
After these messages,
they'll be right back.
Bop. Just going to add in like an ad for Blue Chew here or something. So
throw in a very old Circuit City commercial.
So we finished recording last week, and then I promptly go in the living room. I sit down. I eat third supper. Really good recipe that my wife found. She's calling it unstuffed chicken because it's supposed to be stuffed, but she just puts the stuff that's supposed to go on inside on top of it and roast it. But it's like roasted potatoes with this awesome pseudo bacon seasoning going on, and then chicken, cream cheese. There's ranch mix involved, extra cheese, squeeze lemon juice on top of it. I don't know all the things that goes in it. I just know it's delicious. So I eat my third helping of that, plop down on the couch, and then play Dwarf Fortress till like 3 a.m. because I have problems. But I was
we
setting
haven't
up.
Noticed.
But the real reason I was staying up, I was just using that as a pretense. The real reason I was up late, my cat Jasper was kind of on his way out the door, and he lost his vision about a month ago, and he kind of was winding down at this point. So I was just really just sitting on the couch, snuggling up to him and loving on him while I was playing Dwarf Fortress. And about 3 o'clock, got up to go to bed after I'd finally got his medicine in him. And my wife woke up, and she felt bad, so she stays up. So she comes in there, sits down in the living room, sitting with the cat. And I go to sleep. And then 3 hours later, the door to the bedroom flies open, and my wife is standing there screaming at me, "Dane, wake the fuck up. There's water everywhere." To which I, like any sane person who's still half asleep, responded, "What? Get the fuck up. There's water everywhere." And then runs out, and I hear like bang, bang, and that's when I hear like the splish splash. And I jump out of bed, and I come around the corner, and our water shutoff valve is in the laundry room right next to the washing machine. And the back of the water shutoff valve for the whole house shut off, so it was just full water pressure bouncing off the wall and shooting across the laundry room. And the water was already like an inch deep in the laundry room, and it was flooding through the hallway. I'm like, so 3 hours sleep, just woke up, and I'm like, okay, don't panic. Get shit in order. You got to go to the water meter, turn it off, and then we can start cleaning this up. So, like, I'm running around. I'm throwing my shoes on. I'm still in my PJs. I don't grab a shirt. I grab my leather jacket. I grab a flashlight, my keys, and a wrench.
So he was ready for the horror game protagonist role.
Yep. So my wife is yelling at me, because she's in full panic mode. She doesn't know what to do. I'm like, "I've got this. Chill out. I got this." Never tell your wife, chill out. Just saying. Jump down the steps, sprint over to the car, hop in, put the key in, turn the key. My battery's dead.
For fuck's sake, bro.
Now, you might be thinking, "Dane, why are you hopping in your car? Isn't your water meter at the end of your driveway?" And it is. A quarter mile up the hill. For reference, the sun hasn't come up. I'm up before the ass crack of dawn. It is 25 degrees outside. I sprint up the hill. I get up there to where the water meter is supposed to be. Emphasis on supposed. It's not there because some asshole, like a year ago, ran off-road into the ditch right behind my mailboxes. Broke off a drainage pipe for my neighbor, which, fun story about her, me and her went to school together. She was really short, has a weird thing going on with her leg, and walks with a walker. We called her Speedy. Breaks her drainage pipe and runs over the cover for my water meter. Well, I had fixed it, but the dirt was all messed up and erosion happened. So mud had slowly, over the last year or so, kind of washed down, and then grass had grown and more mud had come down, and now it is buried. It is dark. And I'm digging barehanded blind, hoping to find this water meter. From a quarter mile away, I can hear the sliding door at my house open and my wife scream, "What's taking so fucking long?"
I'm trying my best, damn it!
I'm digging furiously. I finally hit it, grab the thing, I rip the whole panel. I don't open it. I rip the panel out of the dirt. I fling it. I don't know where it went. Reach in, I get the water turned off, and then it suddenly dawns on me. You know, there's a quarter mile of pipe between here and there that all runs downhill. You should have opened the faucets or something, because some of that probably will go through the pipe instead of all shooting out in your laundry room. So I sprint down the hill.
Turn on the sink! Turn on the sink!
Exactly.
Open all the faucets!
Scream, turn on all the faucets. My wife's like, "What the fuck are you talking? Where's the car?"
This is not the time for questions. Turn on the fucking faucets.
I get in the house.
We're talking about the greater good. Greater good. I'm your wife.
I'm standing in the water. My lungs are on fire because this is the first time that I've actually ran in probably 10 years. I am coughing up all of my internal organs. Where I did not have a shirt on and my jacket was open, my nipples can cut diamonds. And my wife listens to my breathing and finally calms down and goes, "Are you going to be okay?" My daughter is standing in the bedroom door crying, "Are we going to drown?"
Oh, poor girl. Oh, God.
And now my mom starts calling because she's heard us screaming, saw a weird light bobbling up and down past her house, and then a few minutes later coming back and me screaming, "Open the faucets." And I just get a text message like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" So I finally get the phone to go. I'm like, "Our house is flooded. Can you get the daughter?" She's like, "Do you need anything else?" "No. Take girl. I'm dying." And I hang up. My mom runs out of her house barefoot because apparently she also thinks the water is up to our necks. But
it'd be funny if she came running in with floaties on, just like ready to help.
But yeah, like it was a day.
Bro, so
That was a morning.
slightly similar story. My parents one time go out. They're gonna go rent a hotel in St. Augustine for the weekend, right? They're just gonna go have some time. So me and Dustin, my buddy Dustin, lived with me at the time. We're like, "Oh yeah, let's throw a party. It's gonna be great." So we got some people over. We got drinks going on. We got some blunts going around. Everybody's having a good time. Well, I go in the kitchen to do something, and I go to pull, the sprayer that you have for your sink. I go to pull that, and it won't come out for some reason. So instead of looking under the sink and being like, "Why is this not coming out?" I just yank that fucker. Boom. And then I go to spray it, and it kind of like spraying a little bit, and I'm like, whatever. It did what I needed it to do. So then I walk off, and then this girl Chelsea's like, "Dalton, there's water on the floor in the kitchen." And I was like, "What?" And I go in there and look, and I see water coming from the cabinet, and I'm like, "What in the hell?" So Dustin's standing there with me. No, he's not. He was out front. I open the cabinet, and I just get sprayed in the face. I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So I shut it, and I open the front door. And I remember Dustin standing out front, and we've got it's much bigger now, but we have a big palmetto type plant. And Dustin goes, I said, "Dustin, I think a pipe broke in the kitchen." And he goes, "Oh, fuck." And he runs and he just jumps and he clears this fucking plant like a fucking track runner. And then comes running inside and goes, "Call your parents, find out where the water shut off is right now." So I call my parents, and I'm like, "God damn it. I did not want to ruin their little honeymoon getaway thing that they were doing." Not a real honeymoon, but you know what I'm saying. So my mom answers, and I'm on speakerphone apparently. "Hello? Where's the shutoff valve for the water in the kitchen?" "Why? What happened?" And I went, now is not the time for questions. Where's the water? And I hear my dad erupt in laughter in the background. And he goes, it's out front of your window, out front. And I went, thank you, and just fucking hung up. And I ran out there and shut it off. And it took every towel and every blanket in the house, but we got all the water in the kitchen soaked up and made sure everything was okay. My dad calls me the next day. So, time for questions now? I was like, yeah. And then I explained what happened. And he just starts laughing and he goes, all right, we'll fix it when we get home. And we had a pool at the time. And he goes, y'all need to flush the toilet. Just get water from the pool. You got it. Y'all enjoy your trip. It's like, don't come home early on our behalf.'We'll be all right.
I have two stories, very similar. So this one, a long time ago, I was still living with my parents. This was like, they were also like on vacation. You know, this was in the middle of winter. They're in Florida at this point. So I was like, all right, so I'm going to do my morning stuff. I come home. It's like, I don't know. It's not even noon yet. I open the door and I'm hearing running water. It's just like, why the fuck am I hearing running water? So I knew it was in our laundry room. I opened the door and the exhaust flumes to our water heater had rusted through. So all the water was just spewing out. Luckily, because my parents are intelligent, the water heater was right next to the drain. So like 90% of the water was going into the drain. The rest of it was kind of going underneath the bathroom, but that wasn't much of an issue. So it's just like, okay, I know what to do in this situation. I grab a screwdriver, and the shutoff valve is like right behind the water heater. So my parents were just like, same thing, very intelligent. They taught my brothers and I what to do in this sort of situation. And it's like, okay, I took care of that. And then I flipped the shutoff valve for the water heater itself. The problem is, there's one before the heater, but not one after. So all the water that's inside the house, like that's still in the plumbing, is still rushing down. It's just like, shit. So I had to wait like 2 hours, about an hour, for all the water to drain out.
Open all the faucets.
Open all the faucets.
Turn on the hose. Fuck something.
But no, as soon as that happened, I called my dad and be like, yeah, so the water heater rusted through. It's like, hell. You got money? It's like, yeah, I got money. It's like, you mind buying me a water heater? I'll pay you back. All right. I don't know how to install it. Call your brother, because my brother was working at a high school at the time.
I'd have been like, excuse me, Dad, where do you want me to go? Water heaters are us? Where the fuck do I go get a water heater from?
Hardware store.
Home Depot? Okay.
Yeah, Home Depot, Menards.
So it's just like, I hate when they kick me in Menards.
I know that's not, but anyway, so yeah, I took care of that, and then my neighbor across the street, he installed a shutoff valve after the water heater. So now it's just like, okay, now this thing's protected. However, I have never experienced a colder shower in my life. I couldn't. It's just like taking the water, just sort of just like a.
Yeah, dude.
Because like I said, Navy showers suck.
This was like in the middle of January. It's just like water is like 50 degrees. It's just like there's not a chance in hell.
Dude, so when I used to be a Boy Scout, there were times when we'd be at campsites that would have a shower that you could use. But a lot of times it would be like we were camping, it'd be cooler out. Man, that shower didn't get very hot. And it was like sulfur water. So you're in cold egg water and trying to get clean. It was rough, dude. So I feel you. unwanted cold showers are terrible. When you want the cold water, like letting it run on you to cool off a little bit before you get out, that's wonderful. But when you have to take a stone cold shower,
it was the worst.
It fucking sucks. What?
But so that was that. And the next one, this was, a couple years ago. I'm living with my wife. We're both at work. We get a call from my neighbor at about 2:00 in the afternoon. She was basically yelling. It's like, oh my God, you gotta come home. Water's escaping from your unit. It's like, son of a bitch.
I'm not peeing right now. What are you talking about, lady?
So, apparently from the outside, it sounded like well done. It sounded like one of us was taking a shower. So our neighbor has access to our unit. We gave her one of our spare keys, and so we had a water filter under our kitchen sink that burst. So water for 6-7 hours was just escaping and going everywhere. And the way our unit is sort of laid out, all the water stayed to one side, so it didn't go like into our bedroom or the area behind me. It didn't go back that far because everything sort of like drains towards the hallways. The problem is, all that water escaped into the kitchen cupboards and all that, through the walls, into the hallways, and started going into the neighbors' units. So the people across the street from us, they were just like, we get it. Accidents, it happens, and they have their insurance, we have ours. It's like, okay, no biggie. People that's further down the hall, it's just like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Some crazy Asian woman. It's like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Who's going to take care of it? Who's going to pay? It's just like, woman, shut the fuck up. We have insurance.
Brother.
And from what we understand, a little bit of water entered your closet. Ooh.
I could not get through that story without laughing because every time you said unit, I kept thinking of Beavis and Butthead Do America. When they keep telling Beavis, give us the unit. Why does everybody want to see my schlong?
Anybody want to see my unit?
Yeah, exactly. They want to see your unit, Beavis.
See, both of y'all have water under a cabinet stories in the kitchen. I had a possum. Okay, I feel like there's some more explanation and exposition involved.
No. From where you live, it sounds like a normal Tuesday.
I immediately think of that.
Well, look,
Family Guy. Open the cabinets, the raccoon jumps out in his face. That'd be Dane with the possum.
Well, like, I always thought that possums were flat animals who were native to the American highway. But when I was...
For fuck's sake.
I guess about 6. 6 or maybe 7. When I was a kid, my parents, the cabinet in the kitchen right beside the sink was mine and my brother's snack cabinet. So that's where they put all of the, like, our chips, junk food, all of the, like, instant noodles and shit that we could fix ourselves. All of our snacks went into that. That was just the snack cabinet. So it's the weekend. They're letting me stay up a little bit late, playing Nintendo or some shit in the other room. I don't know if we had a Super Nintendo yet. I don't think I was that old. I think I still had an NES. But I decided I wanted to fix me some noodles. My mom and dad are in bed. So I walk into the kitchen, and I open the cabinet, and there's a goddamn possum sitting on my snack shelf, as looks at me and goes, and I slam the door shut. I'm like, what the? Calmly walk through the kitchen into my parents' bedroom. My dad, out cold. Daddy, what the fuck do you want? There's a possum in the cabinet. There ain't no goddamn possum in the cabinet. Leave me alone. And rolled back over to go to sleep. I'm like, Daddy, there's a possum in the cabinet. There's no fucking possum in the cabinet. My mom's like, Ronnie, just go in there and see what's going on. So my dad gets out bed, wearing nothing but tidy-whities and an angry grimace on his face.
I was just about to say, I'm picturing this as an older man in his underwear, tidy whities, just like, God damn it, son.
I am picturing the scene from Lost World Jurassic Park. There's a dinosaur in the backyard.
Now, my dad then would have been my age now, so he's about 38, 39 years old. Stomps through the kitchen, over to the cabinet. Where? This one, Dad. Ain't no damn possum. Opens it up. It hisses at him. He slams it shut. Honey, there's a goddamn possum in the... And then my mom's like, what do you want me to do about it? So my dad, not calmly, runs into the bedroom, grabs a gun and a bucket. I don't know what he's planning to accomplish with these.
Still in his tidy whities.
Yes, still in his tidy whities.
Providing him the support needed for situations like this.
And then tells me, while he's standing there holding the bucket like a reverse shield. So like the open side's facing away from him, and he's got the shotgun propped over his arm. And he looks at me, open the cabinet. And I'm like, ain't I kind of in the line of fire right now? Open the cabinet!
There better be a slug in there. If it's buck or bird shot, Dad, I'm fucked here.
I opened the cabinet and the worst thing possible happened. The possum's gone.
Oh, shit.
So what had happened was it had got up in the insulation and found the only place where there was an opening it could squeeze through, which was around through the hole where it wasn't really sealed properly, up beside the drain pipe for the kitchen sink, which trapped it inside the cabinet, and it was exploring. So apparently when my dad was screaming, it heard the gun cock and was like, time to skadoodle, and went back down the hole.
That's what I'm thinking. It's just like, man, I ain't being around for this.
But yet we did not find that out until we emptied out the entire cabinet. My dad, funneling around, stirring with this gun like it's going to see the gun and be like, oh shit, I should probably play dead.
That's good. So I've told this story before, so I'll run through it quickly. But I have the Florida version of that where mom's taking a nap, dad ran to the store, I roll a fat blunt and go outside. I'm smoking it, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is going to be a good day today. And we got some big bushes that run along my side of my yard. And I see some movement. Like, oh, that must be a snake. And I start walking over there, so I'm going to go check it out. That's a fucking big snake. And I get over there a little closer. That's a fucking alligator. What the fuck? That's a fucking alligator. So I turn, I run inside.
Zigzag.
Yeah, exactly. I would say it was probably like 3.5 feet. So it wasn't like super big. You know what I mean? It was still a relatively young gator, but big enough that I'm like, oh shit, that's an alligator. So I go in, run in, and at the same time as I go in the back door, my dad's coming in the front door. I'm like, Dad, there's an alligator in the backyard. And he goes, oh man, wouldn't that be something? And I went, it is. There's a fucking alligator in the backyard. And he goes, you're fucking kidding me. And he just like puts the stuff down on the kitchen table and comes walking out there. And I walk over and I point to it and he looks at it and he goes, son of a bitch. And at this point, my mom's like walking out the back door, like rubbing her eyes, like, what's going on? There's an alligator back here. And I'm like, I'm going to go get a towel. And before I can even finish my sentence, my dad goes, the fuck you are. Like, it's like, you are not Steve Irwin. You're not touching that fucking thing. So later that night, my dad goes off and plays a show because he was in a band at the time. And they come back and we hear some noises in the next door neighbors. So my neighbors had moved out, but they had a pool. So that pool was green and murky as shit, right? So we hear noises. So we're going over there and I have a pitchfork and I'm kind of just like stirring around in the water. And all we find is like a couple really big frogs, right? But they scared the shit out of us when we first saw them. So everything's calm. We go back over to the house. We unload my dad's stuff from the back of his truck, his like musical equipment, put it inside. My mom and I roll a blunt. Me and my mom go outside. We sit on the front porch and we're smoking and talking. And I'm like, I hear something. And we see my cat, who's like sitting near us, just staring into the darkness. We're like, oh shit. So we put the cat inside just in case, right? So I get the flashlight, like this one. We had like one of those big fucking mag lights
Yeah.
That's like, it looks like a cannon. It looks like a weapon from Ratchet and Clank. So I take it and I'm looking around and I don't see anything. And I aim that bitch under my dad's truck. And that alligator is laid up under there. I'm assuming because it's warm, because they had been driving. And I went, oh shit. My mom's immediately flipping out like, that means that thing was like near me when I got out of the truck. When we were unloading it a minute ago, that could have been under there. Oh, she was flipping out. And then like 2 days later, I see on Facebook, my buddy David was up by the True Value, which is no longer there, up the road, and there's a retention pond, and he caught an alligator there. And I was like, oh, I bet that's homeboy. And he said he went and he released it in one of the big lakes that we have around here. So, but yeah.
The only story I can sort of relate to this was when I was still working at Jewel, which is a Chicagoland grocery store chain, if none of you are aware what it is. Anyway, I had just gotten home. It's like 11:30 at night. I'm tired. I need to go to bed because I have to wake up early the next morning for my other job. This is when I was in my phase of 2 jobs. So I'm on the driveway. I'm walking on the sidewalk to the front door, and I just glance down. I see a skunk, tail raised, staring right at me, like not even like 5 feet away. Everything I was holding, I threw to the ground, and I ran in the opposite direction for like 30 seconds. It's like, I am not in the mood to get to spray tonight. Fuck that. Fuck this noise.
No, absolutely not.
So, but yeah, as soon as I stopped running, I looked in the direction of where the front door was, and the skunk was gone. So I was like, I think I'm still going to walk through the garage, because there are a lot of bushes between me and that front door.
I remember laying in bed at Savannah's house, and I'm just watching TV, and she was in the shower. She comes bursting in, soaking wet, completely naked. And I'm like, fun time?
Hello?
And she goes, there's a snake in the bathroom. Oh, God damn it. This is
Jiggle
not
the handle.
Fun time. So I'm like, all right, there's a snake in the bathroom. Okay. Dry off, get dressed. I'm going to send the girls, make sure they're not near the bathroom. I hate touching snakes, being near snakes. I will look at them through glass. I find them fascinating. I don't want to be near one, right? I don't want to hold your snake. I don't want you to put your snake around my neck. None of that, right? The only snake I ever want to like be close to is if I ever get to meet David Hayter. So, or Russell Crowe. Not Russell Crowe. Jesus Christ, Kurt Russell.
You did it again.
Snake Plissken.
Around the world. So I go in the. She apparently, before she ran out of the bathroom naked, took pictures of it, and I'm like, okay, so you had time to do that, but you didn't try. Whatever. So she was weird. So I go in there and I'm looking, and it's this little snake, probably about, yay big around. For people, it's probably like a big Cinnabon. Think about a big Cinnabon. That's about how it was, curled up, just sitting there. And I'm like, okay, I need something with a stiff bottom, so like a folder that's not going to just flop. And I need like a big Tupperware container. So she gets me those. Meanwhile, she has already posted these pictures of this snake on Facebook. So this thing is in the corner too. So this was like the hardest thing. So I had to put the Tupperware thing down and kind of scoot it and then like shake the Tupperware to go over it. And I think I ended up cutting a little bit of the tip of its tail off, and I apologize to it for it because that's just how I am. And then I slid the folder up underneath it and lifted it up and put my hand under it and had it like that. And I said, open the front door and move and take the girls with you. So she opens the front door and I'll run outside and I just take it and I take everything in my hands and just throw it into the yard. And I go, I'll go pick those up later. And we come back inside. About 20 minutes later, she goes, so one of my friends who really likes snakes commented on that post and said that was a baby moccasin. Really? Okay, so for listeners, who don't know, because she lived on a lake, right? She lived on a lake. So a moccasin down here is a water snake. It is highly venomous, and babies can't control their venom release. So had that thing bit me, it would have filled me with all of its venom, and I probably would have either died or suffered some sort of paralysis from it. Like,
known colloquially as a cottonmouth.
Yeah, Cottonmouth. Fucking hell, dude. And yeah, they so needless to say, I was just very over that day. I got thanked later. I will say I got thanked later, but yeah, dude. Oh my god. Like
fucked. He
when I
means
realized
fucked.
yes, I did. I got fucked later. In thanks for getting the snake out and everyone was safe. Especially when she found out it was a venomous snake. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking care of you. Thank you." But dude, I was even more scared after it was done, knowing what it was. Then it was like, had I known that going into it, I might have just cried. Just curled up in a ball and cried.
That is burn the house. It's a loss.
Well, no, that's when you call your dad, who is in his tidy whities. It's like, Dad, grab the shotgun.
Yeah. I needed to call Dane's dad. Hey man, can I borrow your shotgun?
There ain't no goddamn moccasin in the bathroom. So, speaking of things with too many teeth and slithery bodies that will ruin your day, are we ready to talk about the thing?
Yeah, I am.
Do we? It's still unnerving that Wilford Brimley doesn't have a mustache.
It is.
But, as for haha, Dalton found an error, as of this recording, I still haven't got around to posting our previous episode, so fuck y'all, we didn't mess anything up.
Perfect. We're awesome.
Mwah.
We're professionals, damn it.
Professional tangents, we've got about an hour worth right now.
I know, and I only got about maybe 30 minutes left.
But courtesy of themoviedb.org, our mandatory internet article blurb, The Thing, 1982, a research team in Antarctica is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims. Short, sweet, and to the point.
Indeed.
I think last time I read the description off the Blu-ray, but I don't know where that is right now. So,
is this technically a remake from The Thing from Outer Space?
Yes.
Because that's the movie my dad thought we were watching at first, and he was really excited for us. And he's like, "Oh, the remake's good too, man." He goes, "But he loves the original because he loves campy old sci-fi."
Which I kind of dove down a rabbit hole that we didn't cover the last time we tried to do this movie. So, it's based on a book originally, and then you go back and apparently the dude, something Campbell.
John W. Campbell Jr.
Yeah. John W. Campbell Jr., that's it. So apparently he was really infatuated with the story idea because he wrote so many different versions of it and pitched it to so many different publishers, but the original impetus for it was these astronauts who went to Mars. And as they're exploring the surface, they see these weird plants, and when they go over and approach the plants shapeshift into perfect duplicates of them. And they're like, that's weird, like poking and prodding, and they end up just to see what would happen, they kill one of them that is them. And while they're interacting with these, one of the Martians, who looks kind of like a centaur and communicates telepathically, gallops up and explains, you need to be careful around these plants. Whenever he tells them the name of it, but when they copy you, they create perfect copies, even down to your memories and stuff. Like it's an exact copy of you. So don't take any with you when you leave, because they spread really, really intensely. And they're like, wait, so you just live with these and they can copy you too? Like, yeah, that happens. And doesn't it bother you that you could be interacting with something that's one of these plants instead of the person that you thought you were talking to? We don't think about it. And then, the Martian leaves, and as they're getting ready to leave, they're like, wait, which one of us? And it kind of gets into the weird little, wait, are you or are you one of the plants? Suspicious stuff. And then, the Twilight Zone outro and do.
So
that was the original story.
Is that why the box art for this movie, the guy kind of looks like an astronaut? Because that's Struzan's just...
He does kind of favor an astronaut, but if you look in close, I'm looking at the box cover right now, you can see the fur from the hood of the jacket. But yeah, like at a casual glance, it does have astronaut vibes. But like he workshopped this story over and over and over, and like somebody actually found an original copy of a draft that he had sent in for consideration before they finally ended up doing the rewrite for the novel, where it was set in Antarctica. And I think the original book cast had like 36 people or something, which was really pared down because I think the movie has like 12.
I really like the idea of it happening on and it being plants and stuff. Like, that's a cool fucking idea.
Yeah, that's why the thing from outer space original movie, it was a plant-based alien.
Yeah, thing from another world.
Another world, that's
from
it.
Another world, that's right.
My bad.
Which I was looking at, and the actor who plays the thing, James Arness, I believe it's his brother. Let me double check to make sure. Yeah, his brother is Peter Graves, who is the pilot in Airplane. The one that goes, "You ever seen a grown man naked?" Timmy, do you like movies with men in gladiator costumes?
The one thing that's always like has stuck out with me since we watched this the first time is this movie does tension beautifully.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is a tense thriller. I would consider this a thriller more than a horror movie. Yeah, this movie has you on edge almost the entire time, and it's so well done.
Yeah, this movie definitely, it wants to stay in the suspense. It doesn't want to let up, because it starts out with just, all these people just, there's kind of just, I guess you could say, playful animosity towards each other. And then just as the suspense grows, everyone's just like, I fucking hate you.
So I think that the rumor that I always heard was debunked when we were watching the director's commentary last time we were doing this, Dane. The rumor was always, if you spoke Norwegian, then you would know the plot of the movie basically in the beginning with what that guy is yelling. But in that commentary we watched, the director, whose name is escaping me, right, John Carpenter, was talking about how that he just had that actor yell gibberish that sounded Norwegian.
Yeah, I remember that. That was kind of a funny little twist.
It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, it was just like one of those things he just casually threw in, and I'm like, well, that debunks the whole fucking thing I've seen on the internet.
So people say,
bro was just Swedish chefing it.
So it is literally the same thing that people call in the opera scene in Final Fantasy VI Latin.
Yes, when it's really just them trying to sound Latin.
Oh, damn it, Carpenter, you beautiful bastard.
So I actually found my original show notes, so we will get some of the same material going on in here.
Oh, yes.
So I know we discussed it to death last time, but best thing about this movie, the practical effects.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, my favorite fun fact about the practical effects on set was, how everything looks all gooey and slimy when they're dealing with the thing. That goo is the same chemical that they use as an emulsifier in Twinkies.
Yummy.
I did not write down the actual name for that, but I do still have that little note that was Twinkie emulsifier that they used. And whenever they had all the weird thing props on set, Carpenter was looking at like, you sure this is going to look good on film? He's like, no, look, when we put the goo on there and make it wet, it's going to pop and it's going to be totally different. Trust me, just trust me on this. Okay. I don't know about this. And then, they gooed it all up, and yeah, like, it really just sells the grossness of those effects.
I remember watching a video just talking about the making of the movie and stuff, and one of the things that I thought was cool was the effect where when he's holding the thing in his hand and he's having to put the heat to it, and it sprays up and does the
during the blood test.
Yeah, that I did not. That's a fake hand. Like he's holding a fake hand with that thing in there. But like to watch it on film, the way they filmed it, you can't I might be able to see it now that I know that, but without knowing that, I couldn't tell that was a fake hand.
Well, they also, to kind of like, frog in the boiling water effect of it, he has the fake hand the entire scene. So, whereas it might jump out at you if they swapped and you'd be like, there's the fake hand. Having it the whole time, kind of, you get used to it and you're not thinking about it anymore because it's consistent. Yeah. And then when the effect goes off, you're already invested and it's normalized, so you don't think anything about it.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So I know that last time we talked about favorite thing outs moments. And, which obviously we're doing this movie a second time. It's already clear you should be watching this movie, so we're not going to do a proper plot recap. You should just watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my favorite thing out was the one when they were all tied up in the chair. And dude things out and then grabs homeboy and pins him to the roof and all of that. Like, that was just such an intense fucking scene that I think that was probably my favorite, if I'm thinking about it now.
Well, that's the beauty, because that was the suspense just building up, because Kurt Russell is just slowly, it's like testing the blood. And then finally when it gets to, I believe the guy's name was Palmer.
Yeah.
When it's just like, all right, Palmer, let's try you. You see, it cuts to him and you see him. He just does a little, well, okay, here it comes. And sure enough, it happens. And then he starts thinning out, which, again, that the makeup, the design, it's very grotesque. But damn, is it, like you said, it's very effective.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what about you, Jeff? What was your favorite thing out moment?
I'm trying to think. That one was one of my favorites. Was Norris. His was pretty good as well, where he's the one that has a heart attack. So then it's just like Copper, the doctor, is trying to resuscitate him with the defibrillators. His stomach rips open and his arms get bitten off, and then Russell sets him on fire, but then his head detaches.
That one was a single-use prop. They had one shot at making that one work. They did many dry runs to try and make sure they got the timing down.
They got it down perfectly. I just also love the fact that even though it's just like, okay, there's multiple things, they don't care about survival as a whole. It's just about self-preservation, because you see, Palmer, this is right before he has his thing out. He has the great line. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, because he's staring at as the head starts crawling away.
Yeah,
which was a scene that almost got cut from the movie, and everyone petitioned from the cast, you gotta leave that in. You cannot cut that line out, because the line was not originally in the script. You gotta leave it in. You have to. See, the Norris thing out was actually always my favorite one, but I really just enjoyed the visceral Norris head melting off as well. And then, sprouting these weird spider legs and the eyes popping out, and then it's kind of scrambling off in the background while McCready is surveying the carnage as they're blasting this thing with fire.
I will say,
no, go ahead, Jeff.
I was going to say, another one of my favorites, just because it's very simple, but you just feel so sorry for Gary. This is right at the end. This is right when you discover that Blair, Wilford Brimley, is a thing, and he starts assimilating his hand to Gary's face.
Oh yeah, dude!
And Gary, all you could hear, he's just going like, oh. And then the next time you see him, you see just like his hand has completely assimilated with Gary.
Yeah,
it's just
the fingers just kind of going into the skin
and then you just see him. He just drags him away. They're attached. It's just like, oh man, that is.
they filmed that in reverse. So like when they filmed that scene of him putting his fingers into his face, it was actually him with his fingers in the makeup and then pulling them out. But then they reversed it in that scene to make it look like he's digging them in, and it is grotesque.
Yeah, they had a lot of reverse shots with the practical effects, like the tentacles wrapping around the dog thing at the very beginning of the movie. The way they got that was they had them wrapped around to begin with, and then they were whipping them off, and then just rolled the footage reverse.
That makes sense.
All right, so what were you going to say?
Jeff, so you did not pop in for the screening that Dane did of this, the like, I don't know, 260p or
480i.
Okay,
it's 480 interlace.
4x3. Okay, so you know the original thing pretty well, Jeff. So that intro scene where it's just quiet, right? And they're just showing like McCready, and they show all the different characters, and then they show the helicopter. There's not a lot of talking going on. In this version, there's like this weird 1950s radio guy being like, and this is Captain McCready, and he is a pilot, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and this is Birminghausen, blah, 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 blah. And he's doing all these, and these are the Norwegians. And he's explaining everything. And I'm like, what the fuck? That ruins the whole mystique of the beginning of the movie, where you're just letting people who watch television are stupid, apparently, is what this is saying, is that they're not going to be able to figure it out. So we need to tell them what the fuck is going on. I was baffled. I was like, oh my God, what a choice.
But like, it wasn't the home release version, it was the network TV edit, which was like 12 minutes shorter. So they cut 12 minutes of shit out of it.
Yeah.
I very promptly fell asleep after the weird announcer guy shit was going on sometime. Like, I don't even think the dog had thinged out whenever I passed out during this screening, so it was very riveting.
Yeah.
But I just thought it would be funny because it was one of the DVD or Blu-ray extras that I had from the set that I bought for the last time.
I do like there's not a lot of wait before we actually start seeing the thing do its thing. See the thing do its thing with the dogs, because that's 15 minutes into the movie when we finally get it starts freaking out. It's just like, yeah, all right. We get it. This is what this movie's about, and let me have it.
That dog that they got, Jeb, I think that was his name. That was like the best dog ever. Like, I think he was like half wolf, half husky.
Jed.
All right. Yeah, it's been a minute, but yeah, that dog just perfectly sold the whole. Yeah, you know what? This dog's sus.
Well, I'm looking at on my Wikipedia right now, and we all know this is a very guy-heavy movie. You know, every actor is a man.
Pure sausage fest.
Yes, there is one female voice, and that is the computer playing chess. Adrienne Barbeau, Mrs. John Carpenter. She's back from Escape from New York. Just no cleavage this time.
Quickly before, since I'm the only one that watched the TV one, there was one other thing I noticed since Dane was asleep, is that they would, of course, since it was a TV edit, they were censored, but like the censoring was so funny. So you remember the scene where the dude goes over and he's like, "Hey man, can you turn that shit off? I'm trying to get some sleep." And then the black dude on the roller skates is like, "Yeah man, no problem." And he goes and turns the music up. When he says, "Can you turn that shit off?" Like you can read his lips and he says shit, but you hear, "Can you turn that crap off?" And like anytime they did that, I would just notice it because I'm like, oh, it doesn't even, like, they could have said stuff and that at least would have been an S word. But oh man,
it wasn't as creative as like, Snakes on a Plane's TV edit. I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
It's Monday to Friday plane.
Or Galaxy Quest towards the end, Sigourney Weaver, you can clearly tell she's saying, "Well, fuck that." But even the actual cut itself, like the theatrical cut, she says, "Well, screw that." So I think it's possible that the movie was originally rated R, and it's just like, fuck it, we're not going to change it.
F word in it? Because PG-13s are allowed one.
It's a PG movie, and this was like 1990, or 1999.
This is back when PG-13 meant something. Still not as much as it meant in the 80s, but it still meant a little something.
I'll never forget having to get my mom's approval at Movie Gallery to rent Queen of the Damned because it was rated R for vampire violence. Watch that movie now, dude. I mean, there's some violence in it, but like, it ain't
PG violence.
Yeah, it would be PG-13 at best. Like, you know, there's some blood, there's some bad CG gore, but it's nothing heavy.
I mean, we all know the best PG-13 movie of all time is Gremlins.
I need to see Gremlins.
Maybe for Christmas. It's a Christmas movie.
Hot take, I liked Gremlins 2 better.
Everyone likes Gremlins 2 better. I think I saw it one time, and this was like 30 years ago, so I don't remember anything about it.
It is the sort of movie that would never get made today because it was literally the director shooting a massive middle finger to the studio because he didn't want to do a sequel. He hated the idea of sequels and, you know, just all that money grubby stuff. But where he had the rights, they couldn't do it without him or without his permission. And they finally threw enough money at him that he was like, all right, fine, I'll make the movie, but I have final say and complete creative control, and I'll give you Gremlins 2. And I want this massive amount of money. And the first Gremlins was such a surprise hit that they were just desperate. They were just frothing at the mouth. Give us a sequel money. And they greenlit it with those terms. And he made a parody of, like, you know, they were like, hey, look, you know, you have complete creative control, but like, you know, like the kids are really liking the Gremlins toys, so maybe give us like some new types of Gremlins. So he just gave such wild Gremlins that they couldn't make toys out of. Like an electric Gremlin, a film critic Gremlin, a hooker Gremlin with huge titties.
It's funny, and I think, was it Key and Peele that make fun of it, where it's just like, that's in the movie, that's in the movie, that's in the movie. I need to rewatch it, because I love the first Gremlins, just because it's like, there are 3 rules, but no, they break the rules very quickly, and also, no one never asks questions.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Doesn't like the first Gremlins movie start with this weird framing device where it's like partnered as set up as a flashback to the movie, but then they never revisit it. I think they did the same bullshit in Big Trouble in Little China.
I don't. No, I think it starts with the dad. He's coming home from a inventors convention because he's a Stu Pickles in this movie. And he stops in Chinatown, where he goes to this back alleys mystical shop, where it's like, what? It's like, all the laws, they don't matter here. It's like, hey, what's this? It might be the only question. It's like, what's this creature? It's like, it's not for you. I'll give you $200.
Not, will you take $200 for it? I will give you $200.
I'll give you $200. And then, even as the screen is fading to black, because the grandson of the shop owner is like, we need the money here, and here are the rules. As we're transitioning into Hill Valley. I mean, Kingston Falls. It's like, don't feed it after midnight. No sunlight, and what is no water.
Don't get
it wet.
Which, like, is that midnight current time zone? Is this daylight savings time? Does that alter the rules?
And when can the gremlins start eating again?
Like, is this a sunrise to sunrise issue? Like, if we spring back, if we're springing forward, does that give them an extra hour to eat? Like, what's...
These are questions that are never answered, and we don't care because we get to see the mom blow one up in a microwave, and it is glorious. Just like The Thing.
Speaking of The Thing,
practical effects.
The most terrifying thing in this entire movie is Wilford Brimley without a mustache.
Indeed.
I will never forget you and me watching the behind the scenes making of shit where they did like the full cast interview with everybody, like remembering The Thing. And when Wilford Brimley is on screen, like, and the name pops up, you just go, "Holy shit, that was Wilford Brimley!"
I was baffled.
At this point, you would watch the movie like at least 2 times back to back, because you watched it by yourself, and then you and me watched it with director's commentary going, and then we watched some behind the scenes shit.
Yeah.
And I said, "Is the lack of mustache wasn't it?" He's like, "Son of a bitch! I had no idea that was Wilford Brimley."
Yeah, it 100% was the mustache.
It's the same thing I sent you the picture of Sam Elliott without a mustache. It's like, that ain't right.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
It's like seeing Wilson's face from Home Improvement. There's just...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's weird.
Some people need to have something blocking off that mouth for them to look normal. You know, Sam Elliott's that luscious handlebar. With Wilford Brimley, it's that big bushy mustache. With Wilson, it was a fence.
I would think that would be a big thing in Mexico too, with like luchadors, because they always wear masks, like even in public. So it's like to see them without their mask would be like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?"
Your face is so pale. Don't you ever get any sun?
Yeah.
or it's like actually seeing Doug Jones in person. It's like, wow. So this is what you look like when you don't have 50 pounds of makeup all over you. Because Doug Jones, you look up that man's filmography, he has done a lot of stuff, and a lot of times he is in makeup, like Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy. He's Saru in Star Trek Discovery.
I was watching a video today. It was Kim Justice doing a video about something over in Japan, and she was talking about the great Sasuke, who was a masked wrestler who ran for office over there. And like got some sort of position, never took his mask off. So he would be like doing governmental things in his great Sasuke mask. And I'm like, that's the fucking best thing I've ever heard ever. Like, are you kidding me?
That's how you commit to a bit.
Yeah.
That would be like, because, you know, Kane's in government now.
Yeah. If he just kept his mask on. Yeah.
And the wig.
Dude, quick side tangent, and then I promise this is the last one from me. I'll never forget going on YouTube as a kid and looking up Kane videos, because I loved Kane, and I found videos of Glenn Jacobs, who at the time owned an insurance company with his wife, and he had videos on YouTube explaining different kinds of insurance. And here I am watching Kane tell me about renter's insurance, and I was just, it was the funniest thing to me. It's like, "Hello, my name is Glenn Jacobs, and I am with Jacobs and Jacobs Insurance, and I'm here to explain to you today the possible benefits or negatives of renter's insurance." I'm like, hellfire and brimstone, Kane, what the fuck are you talking about? Renter's insurance? But, you know, people have lives outside of that stuff too, so good on him for spending his money and having other ventures as well. But, like, it was always just funny to me.
Cody Rhodes for president.
Cody Rhodes for president. There you go. Oh, man.
So, you can't talk about The Thing without talking about the ending. So now that we've had like 6 months to mull it over, I want to see where we all stand. The end of the movie, MacReady and Childs sitting down, all suspicious of one another. Where were you, Childs? My question, now that y'all have had time to think it over, what is your opinion? Was one of them the Thing? Was neither of them? Were both of them?
I believe my original theory, and it hasn't changed. Neither of them were the Thing. And the reason is, it's just like, well, hold on, Childs, you don't see his breath. So it's just like, how do you know? It's just like, well, and I brought this factoid up from the original episode as well. During the filming of Little Shop of Horrors, you know, with Rick Moranis, the 86 remake or something, whatever like that, the studio that they were filming in was supposed to be freezing cold. It was freezing cold inside. It was very difficult to warm up. So it's like, no matter what happens when you're talking, you could see your breath. So what they had to do to hide their breath was stick ice cubes in their mouth. So obviously that cools down your mouth, cools down your breath. You're talking, you can't see it. So that's probably what they did for Childs, because he was supposed to be outside for 30 minutes or 15 minutes. So he was out there for a little bit of time. His body temperature is a lot colder. That's probably why you can't see his breath. Even though I think Carpenter said it was like a malfunction or whatever. But theory-wise,
it was his proximity to the fires. The air was warmer over there where he was setting than it was where Kurt Russell was as MacReady.
And that is my reasoning, is that neither of them are the Thing. Is that they were both really close to that fire. And it was pretty much stated early on that they don't like heat. They don't like flame. They respond badly to it. So I just figured they wouldn't be near it if they were the Thing.
Now, I do have a question before, Dane, you give us your opinion if he's the Thing, or to answer your question. With the explosives that Kurt Russell, Fuchs, and Gary used, it was dynamite, right? There was no Molotov cocktails or anything like that. It was all TNT.
I think it was just dynamite. I don't think they had any Molotovs that they were using.
Because a podcast I listened to is just like, obviously Childs is the Thing, because they MacReady gives him the bottle which had gasoline in it. It's just like, wait, they weren't carrying any Molotov cocktails. They were.
When they have Molotovs? Weren't they going through the hallway at one point, throwing Molotovs and setting everything on fire?
I remember the flamethrower. I don't remember Molotovs.
For some reason, I feel like I remember MacReady throwing a bottle in.
Or were they throwing? Or was it he was throwing the dynamite?
No, because I know the dynamite was down in that cavern by where all that weird shit was underground, and then I feel like as the explosions, like they were running through the hallways, they were lighting them and throwing them in the rooms to light them on fire. I could be misremembering, but I feel like that happened.
So if he was using Molotovs, and if he had a bottle remaining full of gasoline, and Childs drank it, that explains the look he gives, that smirk. But I haven't watched this movie since Spooktember, so it's been a few months. I don't remember. I thought for sure he was throwing dynamite.
It is an interesting theory that, he would hand him a bottle of gasoline, Childs would drink it and act like everything was normal. And then, it's an interesting theory, but the problem is the Thing makes perfect duplicates. So it's going to taste gasoline and know this is not something you're supposed to drink and spit it out. So that would not be a valid test.
Would it?
I mean, if it's a perfect copy, then...
Yeah. Presumably if it's a perfect copy, because some of the things that they talked about behind scenes amongst themselves, like they argued about this constantly. Like, if you were the Thing, would you even know that you're the Thing, or are the Thing's behaviors instinctual? So, and the dude that played Palmer thought the entire conversation was absolutely ridiculous. So he just always played his character as though he was not the Thing until the moment that he did the Thing out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'd put that into the context of the movie and say he didn't know he was the Thing, so that's how perfect the copy is, it would explain all of his behavior, like outing the fact that, hey, one of the things is getting away. Now, you could also say that he was playing double agent, and by bringing everyone's attention to that and getting the Thing killed, he could preserve himself and further the mission of let's infect everybody and then we'll be able to get out of here. Or you can say that it's a perfect copy. He doesn't know that he's the Thing until he's cornered and things out.
It's a fucked up premise to think about, dude, that you wouldn't know. Oh, fuck.
So I think the side that I landed on last time was I really thought Childs was, and that MacReady was not. But I've come around now, because based on the PS1 game that serves as a sequel, canonically, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Canonically, at least, MacReady is definitely not the thing, but I think Childs was. That is the canon that they carried into the PS1 game. But
I thought I thought the game states that Childs was not the thing,
Does
but he froze to death, and
Maybe
how
that's what it
MacReady didn't die.
He cut open
Per
Childs
Russell.
and crawled into his body for extra warmth.
I think we may have made the same joke,
But
but yeah,
I know that
believe
canonically
that's what
MacReady
we-
was not, based on that.
and I believe that you said that Childs, based on the game, was not a thing as well.
Maybe that's what it was.
I will
I've
say the
forgotten
only thing
details.
the only thing that Child states, this was right before the blood test. What's his name? Clark is going to stab MacReady, and MacReady shoots him, and he later tests him, and it's like so Clark was human. I guess that makes you a murderer. It's like Clark charged him with a knife. That was self-defense. That ain't murder.
So apparently in the game, you play as Captain Blake,
Mm-hmm.
and your job is to figure out what happened to MacReady. I'm trying to see what the plot is, though.
I remember looking into it, and I completely forgot all the details except that canonically MacReady was not a thing.
Yeah, Childs died of hypothermia. MacReady's nowhere to be found.
But does it state if he was a thing or not, or are we just assuming that because hypothermia, he would be dead, whereas a thing is just in hibernation. So yeah,
It said
okay,
he was dead. So.
there you have it.
But I think the most poetic version of the ending is neither one of them's the thing. But I think the most darkly humorous ending to me, and the one that I'm starting to lean towards now, is that they're both the thing, and they're double bluffing one another.
And
as they're passing this bottle back and forth, they're trying to infect each other with thing cells. Because you remember that at one point they're like, everyone prepare your own food, eat out of cans, don't,
Mm-hmm.
as a precaution. That, they're both drinking from the same bottle, like, haha, motherfucker, I just infected you. And the other one's thinking, haha, motherfucker, I just infected you. I think I want to live in the world where they're both infected because, there's a gap that you don't see both of them before they come in together. Much longer for Childs. And I want to live in the world where they both got infected. And it's two things sitting there like, yeah, look the other way, motherfucker, I'm going to get you. Freeze and go into hibernation awaiting discovery.
I can dig it.
But
And that's
boys,
where the thing to Electric Boogaloo starts.
But boys, that's it for me. I got to get out of here because I have to get up super early tomorrow. You guys can continue.
Well, let's go ahead and name the next movie because I think that, we've kind of exhausted everything that we're going to talk about with the movie anyway. So I think our next pick, we all talked about it, and we're going to have a pretty quick turnaround on this one. We're going to be discussing a Serbian film next time around. Not super looking forward to it, but we'll see how it plays out. But Jeff, do you have anything you want to leave our lovely viewers with before you bomb on out of here?
You guys aren't hearing me because Discord's cutting out, but Audacity is going to pick up that very long, Treehouse of Horrors. Just you wait.
All right.
Also,
now we'll do the.
But also, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Best line of the movie.